Nashlets, and welcome to this Vlogtober edition of Noshing with Nashies. We're going to make some Frankenfood today. That's right, we are going to make Birria Meatball burritos. It's a lot of fun. It is not authentic in any way, shape, or form, but it is oh so tasty. So let's head into my kitchen and make up this Franken meal. All right, Nashlets, let's go ahead and see what we're going to need for these Birria Meatball burritos. First of all, my homemade birria sauce. It is not authentic, it is very tasty, and I will link that recipe video for you. It's easy and it's oh so good. Then we've got some coriander here. We've got some cumin. I have some uncooked flour tortillas, an egg, some cotija cheese, some breadcrumbs. You can use plain or Italian. I have Italian on hand, so it's fine. Some salt, some garlic powder, some dehydrated onion, and some oregano. And on the side here, I have a couple of tomatoes, some onion, some pineapple, some green onions, and some cilantro. And I am just going to make up a really quick, like, pico de gallo style salsa for the side. A little squeeze of lime juice on there as well. All right, Nashlets, let's get started on our meatballs. Oh, and silly me, 1.5 pounds of ground beef. You can use ground pork, ground turkey, anything you want, you can combine them. That was just silly of me to forget that. Yes, we need the meat for this. All right, Nashlets, I have my oven preheated to 375 degrees. I have a baking sheet lined with nonstick aluminum foil. You can use parchment paper, whatever you want. And I have 1.5 pounds of ground beef in here with 3 tablespoons of my homemade birria sauce. If you want to use tomato paste, you want to use tomato sauce, or you even want to use a little bit of ketchup, believe it or not, that's an umami thing. I use it in my regular meatballs. It's also really good in beef stew. You can do that. That's perfectly fine. Then we're going to come in with 1/2 cup of breadcrumbs. Look at how cute those are. We're going to come in with 1 egg. And then we are going to come in here with 1.5 teaspoons of garlic powder, 1/2 teaspoon of cumin, 1/2 teaspoon of coriander, 1 teaspoon of oregano, and 1/2 teaspoon of salt. It's our seasoning there. Our birria sauce here is really what's giving it seasoning. Then I'm going to come in with about 2 tablespoons of minced onion. This is dehydrated onion. It's really fantastic. You can use fresh onion if you want. That's perfectly fine. Now all we're going to do is mix this up. All right, Nashlets, that's easy peasy. It's all mixed up. And how big you make your meatballs is going to be up to you and the size of your tortillas that you're going to use. Again, I'm using the uncooked tortillas. And so I am going to make them about this size. I have pretty small hands. Is about, 1.5 inches by 1.5 inches or so. I want them 3 to line up into my tortillas. So I'm going to go ahead and turn these into little balls and put them on my sheet pan. All right, Nashlets, that made 14 meatballs for me. We are going to stick these in a 375-degree oven for 25 to 30 minutes, depending on how big your meatballs are. Again, we will turn them halfway through so they get nice and golden brown. In the meantime, you can watch me in fast motion heat up my sauce, my tortillas, and make this little pico de gallo type thing. So 1/2 onion, some green onion, a couple of slices of pineapple, some cilantro, and a couple of tomatoes with some lime juice and a little bit of salt. And we've got like a pico de gallo, salsa fresca kind of situation here that tastes really good. Halftime check-in. I'm cutting back the temperature to 350 degrees and another 15 minutes on these. All right, our meatballs are out of the oven. It took 25 minutes. I am going to throw them in my birria sauce while I cook up some tortillas. Everybody in the pool, we're just going to cook these while we heat up our tortillas. All right, Nashlets, so we have our tortilla here. Got a couple of meatballs we're going to throw in here with some of our birria sauce. Just toss a little of that in there. top it with just a little bit of that cotija cheese. And we're just going to gently fold it. Like I say, I do usually do my tortillas a little bit more well done, but we're going to stick this. It's almost like an egg roll. We're going to stick this in the oven. I'm going to do the rest of them. We'll stick them in the oven for about 15 minutes at 325 degrees to get nice and crispy. All wrapped up and ready to go in the oven. Again, 325 degrees for just about 15 minutes or something. We want them to get kind of nice and crunchy on the outside. You can also do a little bit of pan frying on these to make them more like a chimichanga, and it would be really, really good. All right, Nashlets, that took 15 minutes. Now we have crispy little pockets of yum. Let's plate these up. All right, Nashlets, and there we have it. Birria Meatball Burritos with a little salsa fresca or pico de gallo, whichever you would like to call it there. To complement it, I just topped it with some of our birria sauce, with some cotija cheese, some guacamole, and a little bit of sour cream. And it is just a twist on a classic. Thank you so much for joining me for today's quick edition of Noshing with Nashies. And do remember, if you come to a fork in the road, pick it up and have a nosh with Nashies. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe. Consider becoming a member and check out those recipe videos on your screen. I'll see you in the next one, Nashlets. Bye!